Mrs. Rodriguez with solving two-step equations. So first, let's take a look at the warm-up. It says select all expressions that are equivalent to 2x plus 3x plus 8 minus 3x minus 2. So the first thing I want to point out is when it says select all expressions, that means there is more than one answer. Okay, so that's number one. If it says select all, that means there's more than one answer. The other thing I want to point out is equivalent. Remember, if we don't know what words mean, we're not going to know what the question's asking or how to answer it. So equivalent means, actually let me write it over here, the same or equal. Okay, so what this question is saying is they want us to find if A, B, C, or D. I'm going to put letters next to them so you know what I'm referring to. If any of those are the same thing as this expression. So let's find out. We have 2x plus 3x plus 8 minus 3x minus 2. Now you'll notice A, B, C, and D are much shorter. So it's obvious they had to simplify this long expression a little bit to make it shorter, right? So they combine in like terms. So let's take a look. I'm going to do the first two, and I get 5x plus 8 minus 3x minus 2. And now I'm going to check A, B, C, and D to see if I'm close. So for A and B, they have a 2x, no. But C and D, they have the 5x and the 3x. And I see that here and here. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this so that they're next to each other. And then I have the numbers. Now notice on C, they have the number 6, and on D, they have the number 10. So that means I need to simplify this expression a little more to see if the end is going to have a 6 or a 10. So we have 5x minus 3x. We're going to leave that alone. And then we have 8 minus 2. 8 minus 2 is 6. So we have 5x minus 3x plus 6. That means it cannot be D because D has a 10 at the end. And it's C. So that's definitely one of our answers. Now, based on that, I know automatically that B cannot work because B has this 10 and we just realized that it's a 6. And they also have A and B only 2 terms, not 3, like C and D, right? They only have the 2x and then either 6 or 10. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. We have 5x minus 3x, that's definitely a 2x, and we have the plus 6. So it can't be B, but it's definitely A and C. So that would be the answer, A and C. Okay. Now, moving on to today's assignment, solving two-step equations. So when you're solving two-step equations, what we're actually doing is undoing the order of operations. While simplifying the mathematical expressions, the order of operations follows as PEMDAS. So we learned in class that order of operations is first parentheses, then exponent, then divide or multiply depending on what happens first, and then add and subtract depending on what happens first. Well, if this is telling us to solve two-step equations, we're going to undo that. That means we're going to go backwards. Go ahead and circle this. You're undoing, so you're going backwards. We're going up. So instead of parentheses down, the first thing we're going to do is add or subtract whichever comes first, then divide or multiply whichever comes first, then exponents, and lastly, parentheses. So we're going backwards. Okay, so it's order of operations backwards. That's what they mean by undo. Okay, so we still have, though, our steps that we use to solve equations. Now, for our one-step equations, we just had do the opposite, do the river, and then do the opposite. For multiple step equations, we're going to have more than one step, so we need to remember this part, the going backwards. So our step number 1 is still going to be doing the river. Our step number 2 now is going to be do order of operations backwards. And then our step 3 is going to be do the opposite. Okay? So those are our steps. Do the river. Number 2, do the order of operations backwards. And number 3, do the opposite. So let's take a look at this. Showing an example always helps demonstrate it or explain it a little better. So step 1, draw a river. So for number 1, I'm going to just draw the river. Number 2 is do the order of operations backwards. So we have a 10 and we have a 3 times k. So 3 times k is multiplication, and that 10 I know is a positive because there's nothing in front of it. If it was a negative, there'd be a negative sign. But when there's nothing in front of it, that means it's automatically positive. So I look at my order of operations, and I have to think, okay, am I going to do that addition of 10 first or that multiplication of 3? Well, since we're going backwards, the first thing we would do is addition or subtraction, whichever came first. So that's going to happen before multiplying or dividing because remember, we're going backwards. So that means I'm going to subtract the 10. And remember, that river tells us we have to keep our equation in balance. So whatever we do to one side, we have to do the other. We do the opposite because then it cancels out. 10 minus 10 is 0. And we're left with 3k equals 22 minus 10, which is 12. Now that's 3 times k. So remember, step 3, we always do the opposite. So the opposite of multiplication is division. Whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other to keep that equation balanced. The 3's cancel out because 3 divided by 3 is 1. And 1 times k is just k. And we get k equals 4. All right, so let's move on to number 2. So step number 1, draw the river. Step 2, order of operations backwards. Now you'll notice in this example that our variable p is on the right-hand side, and we've been used to doing it on the left-hand side, but this is what you need to remember. If you have x or p, whatever your variable is, if you had something like x equals 2, that's the same thing as saying 2 equals x. It's the same exact thing. So it doesn't matter which side it's on. You still do the same. So we drew our river, and now we're going to do order of operations backwards. We have 4 times p, and then we have a minus 5. So if I'm going backwards, subtraction comes before multiplication in order of operations. So I'm going to do the opposite and take care of that 5 first. So the opposite, step 3, instead of subtracting 5, I'm going to add 5. And whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other to keep the equation balanced. 5 minus 5 is 0, and we have 24 equals 4p. 4p is 4 times p, so the opposite, because remember that's step 3, do the opposite, would be to divide by 4. And whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 1 times p is just p, so they cancel out. And you get 6 equals p, which is the same thing as p equals 6. All right. Now number 3. Step 1, draw the river. Step 2, order of operations backwards. So we have r divided by 2, and we have a minus 8. So if I'm going backwards in order of operations, subtraction comes before division. So I'm going to take care of that 8 first. Now the opposite of minus 8 would be to add 8. So I'm going to add 8 to both sides. 8 minus 8 is 0. They cancel out. And I have r divided by 2 equals 24. Now I have r divided by 2 equals 24. Don't let this fraction here trip you up. Remember, you always do the opposite. So if it's r divided by 2, the opposite of division is multiplication. I'm going to multiply by 2. And whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. These two cancel out, and I get r equals 12. And that's my answer. Let me go ahead and fix that. We get r equals 12. Oops, nope, we don't. Sorry about that, guys. 24 times 2. We're doing the opposite, so it's r equals 48. See, so even I can sometimes be forgetful or make silly mistakes. So just be careful what you're doing and making sure that you're always doing the opposite. Okay, we're multiplying, we're not dividing, so it's going to be 24 times 2, which is r equals 48. All right, now you'll notice it says not only to solve, but it says then prove that your answer is correct. And then you notice we have this check your answer boxes on the bottom. So I'm going to show you how to do this. If you're ever solving equations and you want to know, did I get the right answer? You can actually check by plugging in whatever you got as your answer back into the original equation and seeing if it works. So let me show you what I mean. For number 1, the original equation was 10 plus 3 times k. Now we got 4 for k. So I'm going to plug in a 4. And then according to the original problem, it should equal 22. Okay, but we don't know, so we're going to solve it, and if we get 22, that means we did it correctly. So 3 times 4 is 12. 10 plus 12 is 22. So we did get 22 on the left-hand side, which equals what it's supposed to equal. So, bam, it's correct. Now, if I would have solved it and got a different number besides 22, like maybe I got 15 or 21, just some other number, then I would know, okay, I didn't do something correctly because it doesn't equal what it's supposed to equal. All right, let's look at number 2. The original equation said 19 equals 4 times p. Now, in this case, we said p was 6, so 4 times 6 minus 5. So we don't know, so we're going to check it. Now, 4 times 6 is 24. 24 minus 5 is 19. So we did get what we were supposed to get, 19. So that means we did this correctly. And for 3, it was r divided by 2. Well, in this case, we said that r was 48, so it should be 48 divided by 2 minus 8 should give us a 16, right? Because it says 16 here in the answer. So let's see. 48 divided by 2 is 24. 24 minus 8 is 16. So we got 16, and that's the answer we were supposed to get. They match, so therefore it's correct. So when you want to check your problems, especially on tests or quizzes, or if you're practicing at home on homework and you want to see, am I doing this right? You can use this method to actually check and see if you got the correct answer. All right, now the next 4 problems, let me see if I can make the screen a little smaller. We have problem 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, problem 1 and 2 are just like the ones we did, and problem 3 and 4 are a little different. So I want to kind of show you some stuff on problem 3 and 4. So problem 3 says solve 5 times x minus 1 equals 30. Before you can do this problem, you need to use the distributive method and multiply that through. You need to get rid of those parentheses and multiply the 5 through. Once you're done doing that, then go ahead and start your steps. Draw the river, go backwards in the order of operations, and do the opposite. For number 4, we have x plus 10 over 4 equals 5. Now in this case, we have more than one thing going on top of this division problem, right? We have this x plus 10. Anytime you have more than one number going on like this, you need to put parentheses around it and treat it as parentheses. Okay, so it's not x divided by 4 plus 10 or 10 divided by 4 plus x. It's x plus 10 together divided by 4. And because of that, you need to put those parentheses around the x plus 10. So when you're solving that problem, if you're going backwards in order of operations, what you need to keep in mind is division comes before parentheses because parentheses will now be last, right? Because we're going backwards. So you're going to take care of that 4 before you touch the x plus 10. So go ahead and try to solve these 4 problems on your own, stop the video, and then restart when you're done to check to see if you got the right answer. Go ahead and stop the video now. Hi, welcome back. So for problem number 1, go ahead, draw your river, and we're going backwards on order of operations, so we're going to take care of that 6 first, because subtraction comes before multiplication when you go backwards. We get 2x. We get 2x equals 14. The opposite of multiplication is division. These cancel out, and we get x equals 7. For number 2, you draw the river, and then addition comes before division when you go backwards in order of operations. So we're going to take care of that 3 first. So I'm going to subtract 3, do the opposite. So we're going to subtract 3 from both sides, and you get x over 4 equals 6. X over 4 is division, so the opposite's multiplication. So we're going to multiply by 4. Remember, to keep it balanced, whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other. And we end up with x equals 24. Okay. Now, for problem 3, I said you had to take care of the parentheses first by doing the distributive property and multiplying that 5 through. So 5 times x is going to give you 5x minus 5 times 1, which is 5, and then we have equals 30. Now we're ready to draw the river. We go backwards in order of operations, so subtraction is going to come before multiplication, so we're going to take care of the minus 5 first, and we're going to do the opposite and add 5 to both sides. These cancel out. I get 5x equals 35. 5 times x, the opposite's to divide, so we're going to divide by 5, and I get x equals 7. All right, now for problem number 4, I said you had to put the parentheses around the x plus 10 divided by 4. So I'm going to write it over here. So we have x plus 10 divided by 4 equals 5. I'm going to go ahead and draw my river. If you go backwards in order of operations, division comes before parentheses. So we're going to take care of that 4 first. And the opposite of division is multiplication. So I'm going to multiply by 4 on both sides. These 4's cancel out, and I get x plus 10 equals 20. The opposite of addition is subtraction, so I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. These cancel out, and I get x equals 10. Okay, and that's how you do those 4 problems. Okay, so now on the next page, we have these set of 11 problems, right? I'm going to go ahead and number them so we're not confused. Don't worry about this dice rolling thing or these numbers. Don't worry about that. So let's go ahead and number this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I want you to go ahead and solve each one of these problems on your own. Pause the video, solve each problem on your own, and then when you're ready to see if you got the right answer, go ahead and restart the video and check your answers. Go ahead and pause the video now. Welcome back. Okay, so for these problems here, the first one we have 4x minus 8 equals 32. The answer is, well, we would draw a river. We would add 8 to both sides. These 8 cancel out. You get 4x equals, what would that equal? 40. So 40 divided by 4, so that means x is going to equal 10. For number 2, your answer should equal 3, then 132, then 8, 84, 2, 69, 17, 11, 2.5, and 9. Okay? And that's how you solve those problems, or those are the answers to those problems. They're pretty straightforward. Don't forget on number 6, it doesn't matter which side the x is on. It can be on either side. And just keep in mind you're going backwards in order of operations. Now, the last 6 problems are your homework for tonight. So go ahead and do those. And don't forget, if you have any more questions still or need extra help, feel free to ask me during class or sign up for my office hours. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.